welcome back to the Ever More YouTube channel. It's Mark this time, back with another Rumour Hazard video where we're talking about players linked to Newcastle United during the summer transfer window. The transfer window is around the corner. The season starts later on today with a game against Aston Villa at St James's Park. There are still players being linked to the club, so we'll get stuck into this player in just a second. Before we do, just a little reminder to those who maybe is new viewers to the channel. It's nice to see you. Welcome to the club. We hope you stay a little bit longer. If you do want to, please hit that subscribe button. We are over 4,500 subscribers now. We are well on the way to 5K. We will announce what the 5K prize for the prize draw will be pretty soon. So smash that button, as Chris would say. Come and join us. You'll not regret it. There's plenty of Newcastle content coming across the season. So there we go. We'll get stuck into the player now. So who am I talking about today? There is a Spanish international, according to Spanish outlet Fichares, I think it is. Newcastle are interested in signing Marcos Llorente from Atletico Madrid in a deal somewhere to be believed in the region of about 20 to 30 million pounds. Now, transfer market values him at around 30 million euros, I think it is. So be interesting to see whether there's any truth to this one. The report suggests that Eddie Howe wants to sign Llorente at all costs. Now, we've seen with many of the publications, especially from abroad, that we take anything like that with a pinch of salt, because it's they do have a tendency, as with our media, just to make some of these stories up. Obviously, ITK accounts as well will provide a lot of information like that. So we'll take this one with a bit of pinch of salt. But Llorente does sort of offer an interesting sort of quality. He's a very versatile player, so can cover an awful lot of positions. He is a Champions League winner with Real Madrid back in 2018, although he did only play the one game during that campaign. But he does have experience playing at the top level. He's played 18 games for Spain, so would bring in a wealth of experience there. And he is 28, so there's plenty of time left in his playing days as well. So yeah, we'll have a quick look at him here. So like I say, he's quite versatile. I've sort of likened him in this to Sean Longstaff. I think his prime or his best position is in that sort of midfield area. He's comfortable playing in front of a back four. He's equally adept at playing as a right back, right winger, right midfielder. He gets utilised all over the place, and I think primarily, as you can see from his heat map, sort of last season, he was used on that right hand side, but he can cover an awful lot of positions, both sort of defensively and further forward. He does obviously passing completions and passing. He matches up very, very well in terms of how Sean Longstaff performed last season as well. They're pretty equal there. And he sort of dips ahead in most of the categories in terms of key passes. Passes to the final third are a little bit less, but I think an element of that is the fact that he's played an awful lot of the time a little bit further forward. One of the stats I haven't included on here, on the second page, is the number of progressive passes received. And Llorente is in the top 2% across Europe's top 5 leagues in terms of number of progressive passes actually played to him. So he does look for the ball. He is given the ball an awful lot in that regard. One thing about Llorente, I think he can be risk averse in terms of his passing. He plays a lot of short passes. He plays sort of safe, he keeps the ball moving, a little bit Carrick-esque, I guess. I'm not going to liken them completely, but in that kind of sense that you're going to move the ball. He's not going to play defense splitting passes. He's not going to play an awful lot of long balls, as we'll come to see on the stats. But on this slide, you can see, like I say, he matches up really, really well with Sean. He's a little bit older, but does give you that experience of playing at a higher level. He's very combative. He will win the ball back quite aggressively at times as well. We'll go on to the next slide. So you can see, like I said before, he's not going to play an awful lot of long and medium passes, those defense splitting passes, Hollywood passes, I guess, if you want to go back to the Shelby Cup sort of analogy as well, with that kind of passing. but his short pass completion is in the 63rd percentile, so he does like to play an awful lot of short passes, keeps the ball moving. But the key with this is, in terms of that passing and creativity, that passes into the penalty area sits in the top 10%. Progressive carries as well from those sort of areas. He's in the top 3%. He creates chances. His shot creating actions, he's in the top 25% across Europe's top 5 leagues and competitions as well. So creativeness is there for him. I think he sits above Sean in that regard. Actually, if you look at his sort of comparison against similar players, he is likened to the likes of Sean Longstaff. Kefren Turam is another one he's linked with, likened to, who Newcastle have been linked with as well. Joe Willock is likened to in terms of his stats in particular too. So I think in that regard, he sits favourably in the sort of link. That it's the type of player that Newcastle would target. Whether or not they'll go for somebody like this is a different matter. Midfield wise, they do seem pretty stock now, with the likes of Tonali, Bruno, Joelinton, Joe Willock when he's fit, Sean himself, Louis Miley as well. So there's plenty of options there in midfield for Newcastle. But I think Llorente does give you that option in the fact that he is so versatile. He can play further forward on the right hand side. Maybe he's in and out to interchange with the likes of Almiron. He can cover it right back, although we know that obviously Newcastle have just signed Livramento to play there as well. So it does give you an awful lot of options. Again, like I say, plenty of experience too. It's an interesting one. I'll be honest. Like I said before, you take this one with a pinch of salt in terms of whether or not Newcastle would go for him, and certainly the comments that have been sort of given, as Eddie Howe has said, that they'll want to sign him at all costs. But it would be, I think, a sensible choice. Like I said, international player, plenty of experience at the top level, would come in and suit Newcastle well, especially with the European campaign as well. So, let us know what you think in the comments about Marcos Llorente. Would it be a good signing for Newcastle? Do you think he would come in and fit in well? Obviously, we always like to engage with you and get your thoughts about what's going on too. So, smash those comments in. Drop a like on the video as well if you've enjoyed it. Don't forget, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Help us grow towards that 5,000 mark. Like I say, we will announce what the 5,000 subscriber prize draw prize will be very, very soon. Chris will do that for us. So thank you very much. Enjoy your day and enjoy the game later on tonight, this afternoon. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.